Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor. Today I wanted to talk about a tweet I got in reply to one of my videos from Cicero T. I wanted to give him credit at CTSUFA. He apparently is plugged into the XRP community, and so go follow him, and he's putting out, he gave me some good information, so he'll probably give you some. Yesterday I did a video where I was talking about the exchange, the crypto exchange CEO from Liechtenstein, LCX, and the guy's name is Monty. So this guy tweeted to me. He said, "Check this out. Monty from LCX tweeted an article last September called 'The Herd is Coming.' Would be nice to explain in your channel. I believe why it is taking time and why still is a long-term investment." So I went and I looked at this article, and I wanted to kind of go over this with you. This was put out by the LCX exchange last September. I believe that I read this. It looks familiar. I believe that I read it, and maybe I may have gone over it. I can't remember, or it may have been before I even had a channel. I just don't remember. But anyway, I was going to summarize for you what this article is about. And basically, he's talking about the herd of investors and capital that is coming into, that's headed for the crypto market. I like to see, now remember, this Liechtenstein crypto exchange, those of you that are, this is your first time listening, Liechtenstein is ground zero of the world's money. I mean, the wealthiest people in the world go to Liechtenstein because it's a tax haven, and they're able to invest their money and protect their money and pay less taxes on their money. And this is part of the reason. And so this is a very crypto friendly country, and because they're trying to attract capital. For those governments of the world, newsflash, if you lower the taxes, you'll attract more money. It's a very basic concept that many countries in the world don't understand. But anyway, Liechtenstein understands it. So LCX is the cryptocurrency exchange that's been created over there. I'm going to summarize what this guy talks about in the article. The first thing he does is he summarizes the assets, just to illustrate for you how much money is coming. He shows you the assets, talks about the money that's in different markets of the world. The U.S. stock market alone is $34 trillion. The world stock exchanges are $93 trillion. The value of the bond deals in international debt and capital markets is $140 trillion. The daily FX that I've told you before, FX trading meaning buying and selling of fiat currencies and soon to be digital currencies as well, digital assets in and out into fiats. The FX market, $5.1 trillion a day. The physical gold market, $7 trillion. Okay, and he had all of this in a graph here. But this is just showing you, and I've told you this over and over and over, and I will not stop telling you this. I used to be a financial advisor, and this is the fact that this is a new digital assets are a new asset class, and what you're seeing here is the existing asset classes, and the fact that the existing asset classes have as much money as they do in them, it's just a matter of time. When you create a new asset class, it's just, especially one that's as genius as digital assets are and as useful. When you create a new asset class, the money is eventually going to find its way there. Simple as that. But this article also is summarizing what is happening in terms of what's causing the herd and all of this capital to not be here yet. And this is why I titled this video 2018, the year the year the Ripple XRP Roads were built. And that's because what I'm about to describe to you and what this article is talking about is all that's happening right now, and all that's been happening in this bear market for the last 10 or so months has been that the roads are being built. In my opinion, for XRP, it's more like the Autobahn's being built. Those of you that aren't familiar with the Autobahn, that's the highway over in Germany. Growing up, I always heard about the Autobahn and how you could get on the Autobahn and there are no speed limits. That's what I believe is being created for XRP. Once all of this infrastructure is in place, it's going to be the Autobahn. It's not going to be roads. But I thought that was a good analogy with all of this. But here are the 5 things that this article from LCX outlines, and we've talked about many of them. But there's a lot of new people that haven't heard this. All of these things are being worked out, and I'll give you a couple of examples today. 1, regulatory certainty, and this is a country by country thing. But it's just a matter of time. There's only 1 or 2 countries in the world that temporarily are acting like they're not going to allow digital assets, but they'll fold because other countries in the world are doing it, and they're not going to be left behind. So the regulatory certainty thing is just a matter of time. And all of those dominoes are falling one by one by one. I told you the other day that Liechtenstein is not by coincidence, is going to be the first country, or maybe it was Malta, but it'll be Malta, Liechtenstein, a couple other countries that are on the cutting edge of this. And they're intentionally getting themselves at the head of the line. And all the other countries are going to follow with their regulations. Second, the custody issue. And the custody issue, this only refers to all of these people. I met with an attorney the other day, and he said, well, can't you lose digital assets? Well, that's what's been told to the public, is they're all scared you can lose your assets and da-da-da-da-da. Well, let me show you an article that goes hand in hand with this from yesterday. Crypto assets on Winklevoss Gemini exchange are now insured. So the point is that this custody thing, this has only been a temporary problem. When the backed exchange from the New York Stock Exchange opens in November, custody will no longer be an issue because they're not going to open unless they can tell you they've solved the custody problem. And I've told you that many times. The third thing that this article mentions is liquidity. And liquidity, that also is just a matter of one exchange after another opening and more money, more and more capital flowing into the crypto markets. I hear people all the time. That's another objection I hear about cryptocurrencies or digital assets. Well, isn't that a really volatile market? Well, of course it's a volatile market. There's only $215 billion in it. When there's trillions in it, people won't be saying that anymore, but then it will be too late because the money will already have been made. So jump in the volatility and enjoy, because therein lies the opportunity. The fourth point that this article makes is Stone Age customer service has kept people out. For those of us that were around in December this past year when we had the massive run up, in my opinion, like Ripple went up as high as like $3.50. In my opinion, it would have gone past $5 if we didn't have this Stone Age customer service problem. You had exchanges that literally had to shut down letting people in. People couldn't, there was not enough liquidity, and there were not enough, they didn't have a 1-800 number where you could talk to someone either. So all these exchanges were getting log jammed and had to shut down basically and wouldn't let customers on. There were waiting periods for getting your money out. All of these things are going to go away. The last 10 months, I know for a fact, Coinbase, as well as many other exchanges, have been hiring people out like crazy because they know they're getting ready and getting ramped up for what's coming next. The bull runs coming next are going to be much larger than what we've seen before because the capital is going to be much larger. The fifth reason that they said the herd is being held back is the lack of reliable data. And I'll give you an example of this. And they referenced last December, part of what caused everything to begin to tank, along with the other things I mentioned, is one of the things that happened was there was a discrepancy between the prices over in Korea and the prices over here in the U.S. And so what happened was overnight, CoinMarketCap, without telling anybody, they changed the prices to reflect, I think they reflected the U.S. prices, which were lower than what they were showing on there, which was reflecting the Korean prices as well. Overnight, they changed that. So many people woke up to a much lower price than they saw the day before, and they freaked out, and it caused a panic. And I don't know if any of that, I can't say whether any of that was done intentionally or not, but it was really not the right thing to do. And I'm sure CoinMarketCap probably regrets it to this day, because they had a big hand in driving things down. Well, that sums up that article, but I wanted to show you a couple more things just to kind of illustrate how all these things are, all of these roads are being built, and we're about to come out, and it's going to be full-fledged like the Audubon for XRP. This came out yesterday from Abra, world's first crypto index accessible to everyone, everywhere. And this is something I've been beating this drum for 10 months. You are going to see products that you can't even imagine that have to do with the people that are going to create investment vehicles to invest in crypto. They haven't even thought of all the investment vehicles that they will have. This is just one example of an index fund that was just created by Abra. And silly enough, and I actually went on their Twitter and I said, how do you create the world's first crypto index accessible to everyone everywhere without putting the greatest digital asset ever created in it? They don't even have XRP in it, but that'll change. They'll wise up, just like everybody eventually does when it comes to XRP. Lastly, I want to show you, this is from today. This is the world changing, because don't forget, I haven't brought it up in a while, but do not forget, SBI is our bird in the hand. SBI Holdings, which bought 10.5% of Ripple in 2016 and then went over to Japan, where they control now 80% of the Japanese banks in a Japanese bank consortium, and they put it together entirely for the purpose of creating a way for all of the customers of those banks to transfer money through digital assets into and out of digital assets, XRP, into and out of the bank accounts of those customers, directly into and out of the bank accounts of those customers. They created an app, the Money Tap app, and it went live today, I think today it went live. Those customers there are actually using this. Now, I believe right now it's not using XRP yet, but the CEO of SBI Holdings has made it very clear that he believes XRP is going to be the global standard, and that he's made it very clear what his goals are, and that is for XRP to be completely involved with this Japanese bank consortium. That is the whole point. And so this is monstrous. So I say to you, get ready, because the roads will be finished, and they'll probably be finished either in 2018 or 2019. Of course, new roads will be being laid, but some of the major highways and the Audubon is being set up for XRP. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. I want you to please subscribe and hit the like button. And if you have not gotten your Ledger Nano S yet, and to safely store your digital assets, this is all for nothing. Go into the description of any of my videos and you can go straight to the Ledger of the company. It's the safest way to buy it, and you can buy one and they will send it to you. They're coming out of France, I believe. So it takes, over here in the US, it takes a little while to get it, but they're a great company. Thank you for listening. I'll be back.